Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Capricorn in the season of Virgo for the year 2019. Welcome, Capricorn. I'll give a quick shuffle to see what messages are ahead for you in this Virgo season. So it's your fellow earth sign, so slow moving earth energy, getting things done, getting things sorted out, you know, looking after our health, all those sorts of aspects of Virgo, that when we're in there under the umbrella of Virgo, these things, you know, seem to become more important to us. The lesson, the energy around is the Chariot. So, you know, victory, success is just sitting there for you. However, underpinning meaning of the Chariot is emotional discipline, and then it can happen. So it's about sort of really putting a microscope under what you have to fix up or work on your weaknesses in order to get to where you want to go on this next travel. It's almost, Chariot talks about travel, moving forward in all sorts of ways in life. It can be traveling physically, but it can also mean just getting to where you want to go, but knowing what you have to sort of work on in order to get everything ready, because the Chariot's like a vehicle. So before you take off on an amazing journey, you've got to make sure it's serviced, don't you? You've got to make sure that everything's in working order. And Capricorns, you guys are like that. You're very sort of focused on those things as well. Okay, let's see where you are right now, Capricorn. 9 of Wands, so you're nearly complete. So one last spurt of adrenaline, physical energy will see you over the line with whatever it is that you've got to emotionally discipline yourself with. So 9 is always completion, so you know when you have this card that you're almost finished, you know, a creative project, a certain project, and then you'll be looking for the next one, knowing you. So wonderful, and you can do it. This often engenders people to think, oh, I can't do it. I can see the finish line, but I just can't get over it. You can. You've just got to dig deep. Let's see what's brought this on and what will indeed cross the rest of the reading. 5 of Cups. So prior disappointments. Disappointment coming back around. Change coming back in. Emotional, though, this is quite emotional, Capricorn, so yeah, it might be something that you think, oh, do I really need to go through trawling through emotional stuff? Yeah, well, you do, because whatever you're working on at the moment, this emotional card here of the 5 of Cups sort of says that's one of the things you've got to take note of, how you emotionally sit with prior disappointments or whatever. We'll see the full brunt of the 5 of Cups as we go through the reading, but that's definitely something that you need to sort of work on, Capricorn. People or incidents from the past that caused disappointment. So that is coming back around for you. See how you deal with it this time. The background of the situation is the Ace of Cups, and that's that really nice emotional connections we have to other humans, to the universe, to everything. But it's a joyous card. It's new beginnings too. So it's sort of turning that emotional corner and bringing joy back into your life, where previously you probably thought, oh, where is the joy? Where is it gone? But it's sitting there above you. And it could be, especially in a relationship card, it could be someone that you had met before, but things just weren't, you know, the timing was off and it didn't happen, or it sort of, yeah, it just didn't get off the ground. However, it's still sitting there. So there's something to be salvaged from the past as well, emotionally. So it's backing up like an emotional sort of season for you guys in terms of just looking at that emotional side, Capricorn. I know you're not really fans of that, but it has to be done in order to move forward. Recent influences, Page of Swords, so things up in the air recently, especially in that last couple of weeks of Leo, which were just, there was a lot of Mercury retrograde. There were things just going wrong all over the place, very much up in the air. So whatever that you haven't got, you're still sort of juggling in your mind. Should I, shouldn't I, what will I do? Listening, asking other people opinions, and they're giving theirs, but it doesn't match with yours. So it's about sort of making this Page of Swords. He can be a troublesome little pest, really, because he just sits there until we've kind of really resolved it and gone, okay, I've got to make this work. I've got to make it happen. I'm sick of it swimming around in my head, occupying valuable space in my brain. Make it happen. The lesson you'll be learning. Yeah, divine time has come in with temperance, so balance. Everything needs to be balanced, including emotionally and, in terms of what's in your head. Get it into, make it happen. If you're wanting to make things happen, you're wanting to go and do things, well, just make it happen. It's not going to happen while it's sitting in your head. But the universe has come in to say, yeah, well, balance that and you'll be fine. Get it started and you'll be fine. So that's your discipline, isn't it? That emotional stuff, Capricorn. Near future. And in comes the moon, so very much not being able to see very clearly with the moon. A bit of deceptive energy coming through. But as long as you're aware of that, that's fine. This will clear in time, but it usually takes, I think, a lunar month to sort of really get to see what's going on. If you have sort of rumbling feelings or, intuitions of things not being right or someone being deceptive or something hidden, you're right. But the best way to cope with the moon is just to let it do its thing. Let it do its lunar sort of cycle. And then you'll see what's coming. But patience and sort of intuition is really necessary when the moon comes around, because we're not going to get to see the full outcome yet. So down here in card number 7, what's happening that you're not realising? The most poignant card in the whole 10 steps of the Celtic cross. We have the Queen of Swords. So we're talking about clarity of mind. Also can mean sort of a female person too, who can be, she can come across as quite, at times quite bitter. She gets things done. She can cut people out of her life. She can be sort of a bit discontent. But her positive aspect is cutting through the crap, really, and getting rid of things that you don't need any longer. Really using mental energy to its best. Especially if this is to do with work or some sort of project. And she's sort of directly after the moon. So there's something going on there that may suggest whoever this female person is, she may be sort of very much linked to whatever's going on with the moon, what's hidden. So she's Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius type. But I often call her the mother-in-law, because the mother-in-law can often come across as quite a, I know this, I know how to do this, I know how to do that. And sometimes she needs to step back and let the people do it themselves. She can be a bit bitter. Say no more, but you've been warned. How others see you? Yeah, the successful end of a cycle coming up. So really sort of backing up the last of it. Successful though. Except for this moon thing here, and that's okay. Look, that's going to be revealed in all time. But once this is all done and dusted, you'll see what it was all for. People looking at you as successfully completing a cycle. What you're feeling positive about in the season of Virgo. People from the past. Nostalgia, people coming back from the past, which ties in with the Five of Cups and the Ace of Cups. And the moon too, intuition, using that. A lot to do with people from a long time ago, situations from a long time ago. And every time here and there they pop up again and remind us of that feeling. very much past life card too, Capricorn. So, you know, we're all in here doing what we can, but every now and again the past comes back to remind us, you know, have you really sort of dealt with that properly? And these people coming in, family members, very strong sort of connections that you have to the past and people, but can have a lot more far-reaching. Past lives can mean all sorts of things to different people. So that for me is always past life people too. They're meant to be in your life, no matter what. The outcome. And then we have Knight of Swords, so things really speeding up towards the end of the Virgo season for you. You know, news coming in rather rapidly. The Knights are always messengers. They come in, this, especially his Knight of Wands, Sagittarius, it comes in very quickly and you change direction very quickly, can be moving, can be all that sort of thing. It's a very fast moving energy. So, you know, it goes with the Chariot that you had in where you are right now. So things are going to move on quite quickly. Once you've trawled through the Virgo season, this is the outcome. You've got the Knight of Wands, fast moving energy. So you best get onto it because this is the next cycle coming through. The only card I'm going to put a definer on is that Page of Swords, because he can be a bit of a little meanie in a way. He can be a gossiper and a little spy running around, watching, relaying information that's not necessarily true, and just generally, you know, generally not making things happen. So underneath it, we've got the Eight of Cups. So if this is a relationship indeed for you, emotional, Capricorn, it's time, you know, it's like you can walk away from this now for a bit. You really have to. It's sort of like a guy swimming around in an aquarium. It's almost like a goldfish bowl sort of existence where it just goes around and around and we don't sort of get resolved from it. It's just always, and it's always in our head, so we don't move. We always think, yeah, I'll do something about it tomorrow. But then we have the big hitters like the moon coming in going, well, if you're not going to do anything about it, I'm going to do something with it. And so things will come to the surface and then you'll be able to move on. So Eight of Cups is a bit of that sort of, yeah, you need to kind of move forward on this. You can't dwell any longer with this Eight of Cups. It's not doing any good. And plus with the Page of Swords underneath it, you know, it's a bit of a sort of up in the air energy anyway. Okay, final card is your Buddha reading card with your final message for Virgo season, Capricorn. And we have letting go, funnily enough. Letting go. Some of us think that holding on makes us strong, but sometimes it is letting go. Letting go simply means allowing things to be as they are without constantly struggling to control or resist an outcome or continually reminding yourself of an unhappy past event or a negative emotion. So I rest my case about letting go, especially with these two down here, this Eight of Cups and this Page of Cups. And information is going to come to light anyway. So look, just the theme of Virgo season for you, Capricorn, is letting go. Practice it. It's quite amazing. Okay, thanks so much for listening, and I hope you have a wonderful Virgo season. Thanks, Capricorn.